Hey, I'm Jordan from JordanGrayConsulting.com, and today I'm going to tell you a story about the time that I blew up my life in 48 hours. So it's February 2013. I've just been dropped off at Vancouver International Airport by my parents, and I am scared shitless. I'm about to go on a one-way flight to Southeast Asia. I have committed to my friends and family that I'm not going to come back to my hometown until I'm making a full-time income for my new online business venture. Now, 6 months prior to this, I'd been at an absolute low point in my life. I was having panic attacks almost daily. I was in a relationship I didn't like. I was in a job I didn't like. And I just generally felt misaligned. So the solution that I drummed up was to end my relationship, quit my job, and give away, donate, or throw away about 95% of all the physical possessions that I owned in the world, all within a 48-hour span. I then decided to start this online business and move to Southeast Asia and not come back until I was self-supporting. Understandably, a lot of my friends and family were concerned for me. Can you really make this work? Is this too rash of a decision? This is you being kind of intense and impulsive. But I knew that I had to throw my hat over the wall and really pre-commit to this process in order to make it work. So I blew up my life, I flew to Asia, and I basically just started confronting all of my biggest fears one after another. I'm not a strong swimmer and I'm afraid of the ocean, so I decided to get my scuba diver's certification. I went outdoor rock climbing, even though I'm terrified of heights. And I also hiked a volcano in Indonesia, during which I literally almost died from a combination of hypothermia and altitude sickness. Spoiler alert, I didn't die. While I was in Asia, I worked my butt off. I wrote and released articles every single week. I wrote 3 books in 2 months. I was coaching clients as much as I could and was generally just very committed to the path that I had told myself I was on. And yes, while it wasn't ideal to have some of my closest friends and family members tell me that I was being irrational or crazy, I knew that this was the way that I had to do this. Ultimately, I made it work. I said, I'm afraid of doing this, and this, so here's exactly what I'm gonna do, which is a great exercise, by the way. Taking out a single sheet of paper, writing, what am I afraid to do, writing out 10 to 20 things, and then crossing out, what am I afraid of, and writing to-do list. Whatever you're most afraid of in life, especially things that are largely irrational fears, that fear is generally the best indicator of that's exactly where you're going next. Within the first 3 months of living in Thailand and Bali, I had my first 3 books out. I started to gain a little bit of a following on my blog, and while it was by no means easy to get to that point, I did start to generate a decent income that covered my travel costs within the first quarter. But the trajectory of a business is irrelevant compared to this overarching concept that when we do something that we're afraid of, it's going to be terrifying and awful up front. That's just how things go. It's terrifying, and it stays terrifying, and then it gets less terrifying, and then it eventually comes out the other end and becomes amazing. I don't know whose quote this is, but there's some quote that goes, everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear. And for me, that's consistently been true, whether it's telling the woman that I'm interested in that I'm interested in her, or deciding I want to start this business, or going traveling long term with no real plan or itinerary. By challenging your comfort zone, you will grow. That is inevitable. Whether the end result is deemed successful by you or not is irrelevant. Simply attempting to do the thing is already self-esteem building, because you're telling your soul, heart, gut, mind, whatever, that you are worthy of being challenged in this way. Your self-esteem grows even in your attempt to do challenging things. Taking the leap is always scary, but it's always worth it. All right, that's it for me today. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Let me know what's something challenging in your life that you're coming up against right now. What's the next growth edge that you're looking to overcome? It's so tempting to want to wait until things are perfect or until we feel 100% ready, but that time never comes. If you even feel 80% ready, that's more than enough. I could have delayed today's video and been like, oh, my allergies are flaring up, my eyes look super puffy and tired, but I didn't, because this message matters enough, and there's no 100% ready. There's no flawless, there's no perfect. There's just the doing. You take the leap and the results flow. Jordan Gray signing off. I love you, I believe in you, and I'll talk to you soon.